Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into a topic that many in the world of international sports, particularly football, whisper about but rarely openly discuss. It is about a certain kind of opponent that some of the biggest and most successful teams secretly hope to avoid in major tournaments, and that opponent is Iran. Now I know what you might be thinking: why would anyone want to avoid a specific team when every match is a challenge, right? Well, I am here to tell you that it goes far beyond just the 90 minutes on the pitch, and it is a fascinating mix of geopolitics, logistics, sporting prowess, and even a dash of the unknown. I have spent a lot of time digging into this subject, talking to people who have been involved in international sporting events and really trying to understand the layers beneath the surface. This isn't about disrespecting Iran's incredible athletes or their passionate fans, not at all. It is about the unique set of circumstances that make facing them a much more complex proposition than many other teams, so buckle up because we are going to explore why some teams and their federations might secretly breathe a sigh of relief when they see Iran drawn into a different group or bracket. Let's kick things off with perhaps the most significant and often unspoken reason: the geopolitical undercurrents that constantly swirl around Iran. When a team travels to play Iran or even plays them on neutral ground, the match is rarely just about football or whatever sport it might be. It becomes intertwined with international relations, diplomatic sensitivities, and the complex web of global politics. This means that every action, every statement, and every interaction is magnified under a very different kind of spotlight. Think about the sheer weight of international sanctions, for example, which have been a significant part of Iran's modern history. These sanctions might not directly affect a football match itself, but they create an intricate logistical maze for any visiting team or even for Iran traveling abroad. Banking transactions for travel accommodation and equipment can become incredibly complicated, requiring special permissions or workarounds that add layers of stress and uncertainty to an already demanding schedule. It is not just about booking a flight, it is about navigating a financial system that is often deliberately designed to be difficult for entities dealing with Iran. Then there are the diplomatic sensitivities that can turn a simple sporting event into a potential minefield. Depending on the current political climate between Iran and the visiting team's home country, even a friendly match can carry significant political baggage. Governments might advise against travel or impose restrictions which can make securing visas for a large contingent of players, staff, and media a protracted and unpredictable process. Imagine trying to prepare for a major tournament match when half your team's visas are still pending just days before departure. Security concerns also loom large for many teams and their federations when considering a trip to Iran. While Iran is generally safe for tourists and visitors, the perception of regional instability or specific geopolitical tensions can heighten anxiety for international sports organizations. Protecting high-profile athletes and ensuring the safety of all personnel becomes a paramount concern, and the resources required for enhanced security measures can be substantial. It is about mitigating risks that extend far beyond the usual concerns of crowd control at a stadium. Moving beyond the geopolitical sphere, let's talk about the sheer logistical labyrinth that teams often face when dealing with Iran. Even without political tensions, the practicalities of international travel and competition can be daunting, and Iran presents its own unique set of challenges. These aren't necessarily insurmountable, but they add layers of complexity that other destinations might not. Take visa processes, for instance, which I touched on earlier, but it bears repeating just how intricate they can be. For many nationalities, securing a visa for Iran requires a meticulous application process, often involving multiple steps and significant lead times. When you are dealing with a large group of athletes, coaches, support staff and media personnel all needing specific types of visas, the administrative burden is immense. Any small error or delay can throw an entire travel plan into disarray, creating a headache for team managers and administrators who just want their players focused on the game. Travel logistics themselves can also be tricky depending on the specific routes and airlines available. Direct flights might be limited from certain regions, necessitating multiple layovers and extended travel times, which can be exhausting for athletes. The quality and availability of suitable accommodation and training facilities are also considerations, though Iran has made significant strides in modernizing its infrastructure. Still, teams often prefer destinations where these aspects are more standardized and predictable. Cultural differences, while enriching, can also present practical challenges for visiting teams. Things like dietary restrictions, alcohol prohibitions, and specific dress codes, especially for women traveling with the team, require careful planning and sensitivity. While these are part of respecting local customs, they add another layer of preparation that teams might not encounter in other tournament locations. It is about ensuring everyone is comfortable and respectful without causing any unintended cultural missteps. Media access and reporting challenges are another significant factor. Journalists accompanying teams need to navigate local regulations, obtain necessary permits, and understand the media landscape, which can differ significantly from what they are used to. Restrictions on what can be filmed or reported, or even just the difficulty of getting reliable internet access, can complicate coverage and create frustration for international broadcasters and reporters. This can impact a team's ability to communicate with its global fan base and sponsors effectively. Now let's pivot away from the off-field complexities and talk about the actual sporting challenge itself, because Iran's national teams, especially in football, are formidable opponents. They are not a team that you can ever take lightly, and their playing style combined with their incredible passion makes them a nightmare for many top-tier teams. This is a purely sporting reason, but it ties into why teams would rather avoid the added stress. Iran's football team, often known as Team Melli, is renowned for its incredible defensive organization and physical prowess. They are notoriously difficult to break down, playing with a disciplined structure that frustrates even the most creative attacking sides. They will often sit deep, absorb pressure, and then hit you with lightning-fast counterattacks. Utilizing their speed and clinical finishing, this style of play is a tactical challenge for any team that prefers an open, free-flowing game. Their physical strength and relentless work rate are also standout characteristics. Iranian players are often incredibly fit, and they press tirelessly for the full 90 minutes, making it incredibly difficult for opponents to find space or maintain possession. They are not afraid of a physical battle, and they bring an intensity to every tackle and every aerial duel that can wear down even the most resilient teams. It is a grind to play against them. Perhaps one of the biggest sporting advantages Iran possesses, especially when playing at home, is their incredibly passionate and intimidating fan base. The atmosphere in Iranian stadiums can be absolutely electric, creating a cauldron of noise and energy that can genuinely unnerve visiting teams. The roar of the crowd, the sea of flags, and the unwavering support for their national team can give Iran a significant psychological edge. It is an experience unlike almost any other in world football. Furthermore, Iranian teams often play with an incredible sense of national pride and a point to prove. They are fueled by a deep desire to represent their country well on the international stage, and this translates into an unyielding fighting spirit. They never give up, they battle for every ball, and they are capable of pulling off upsets against much higher ranked teams simply through sheer determination and resilience. This unpredictability makes them a very dangerous opponent in knockout stages. Let's also consider the pressure cooker of public opinion and the reputational risks involved in playing Iran. In today's hyper-connected world where every match is scrutinized and every interaction is filmed, teams are increasingly aware of their public image. A match against Iran can sometimes attract a level of media scrutiny that goes beyond the sport itself. There is always the potential for political narratives to overshadow the sporting event. News cycles can quickly shift from discussing tactics and player performances to broader geopolitical issues, creating an environment where the focus is not purely on the game. This can be distracting for players and staff who prefer to keep their minds solely on their athletic performance. Nobody wants their team's achievement to be overshadowed by non-sporting headlines. Sponsors too have a vested interest in maintaining a positive brand image, and they can sometimes be wary of associations that might be perceived as controversial. While most sponsors understand the nature of international competition, they might express concerns about potential negative media coverage or reputational fallout if a match becomes politicized. Teams rely heavily on sponsorship, so these concerns are always taken seriously by federations. It is a delicate balance between competition and brand management. Moreover, any incident, however minor, whether it is a fan protest, a controversial refereeing decision, or an off-field misunderstanding, can quickly escalate and be amplified by global media. Teams want to avoid situations that could lead to unnecessary controversies or put their players in uncomfortable positions. The aim is always to have a smooth, uneventful competition where the focus remains purely on the sport. This desire for a clean, unproblematic experience often means avoiding potential flashpoints. Now let's talk about the unpredictability factor that Iran brings to the table, which is a significant sporting reason why teams might prefer to avoid them. They are not a team that fits neatly into a scouting report or a predictable tactical mold. This unpredictability makes them incredibly dangerous, especially in high-stakes matches. Iran has a history of surprising stronger teams, often through their tactical discipline and their ability to execute a game plan perfectly. They might not always dominate possession or create a multitude of chances, but they are incredibly efficient when opportunities arise. They can soak up pressure for long periods and then capitalize on a single mistake from their opponent, turning the game on its head in an instant. This makes them a true giant killer. Their underdog mentality is also a powerful force. When playing against traditionally stronger footballing nations, Iran often relishes the role of the underdog, using it as motivation to push themselves even harder. This psychological edge can be incredibly potent, transforming their players into fierce competitors who refuse to be intimidated. They thrive on proving people wrong and exceeding expectations. The emotional intensity they bring to every game is another aspect of their unpredictability. Iranian players play with their hearts on their sleeves, fueled by national pride and the passion of their fans. This emotional drive can sometimes lead to moments of brilliance or unexpected bursts of energy that can change the course of a match. It is a team that plays with raw emotion, and that can be difficult to counter tactically. This means that even if a team is technically superior or has more star players a match against, Iran is never a guaranteed win. It is always a battle, a grind, and a test of mental fortitude as much as it is a test of skill. Teams often prefer opponents where they can more easily predict the flow of the game and implement their strategies without constantly being on edge about an unexpected turn of events. Iran consistently defies easy categorization. Finally, let's briefly touch on the broader cultural and social dimensions that, while enriching, can also add layers of complexity for visiting teams. When you travel to a country like Iran, you are not just visiting a stadium, you are immersing yourself in a rich and ancient culture. This can be an incredible experience, but it also requires a certain level of awareness and adaptation. For some teams, especially those from very different cultural backgrounds, this immersion can be a significant adjustment. While most athletes are adaptable and respectful, the cumulative effect of navigating new customs, new social norms, and a very different environment can be taxing. It is an added mental load that players and staff might prefer to avoid when their primary focus needs to be on peak performance. Things like communication barriers, even with interpreters, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or delays in simple day-to-day interactions. The pace of life, the local cuisine, and even the general atmosphere can be very different from what teams are accustomed to in other major sporting hubs. These are not criticisms, but simply observations about the reality of global travel and cultural exchange. Ultimately, while these cultural experiences are incredibly valuable and broaden horizons for many, they do represent an additional variable in the finely tuned machinery of a professional sports team. Every small adjustment, every minor deviation from the familiar, adds to the overall mental and logistical burden. For teams seeking absolute predictability and minimal distractions, a destination with more familiar cultural norms might be preferred. So there you have it, a deep dive into why some teams secretly hope to avoid Iran in major international competitions. It is a multifaceted issue that combines geopolitical realities, logistical hurdles, the formidable sporting challenge Iran presents, the pressures of public opinion, and the inherent unpredictability of their play. It is not about fear or disrespect, but rather a calculated assessment of the numerous complexities that come with such a matchup. It highlights how in today's interconnected world, sports are rarely just about the game itself. They are a reflection of global politics, economics, and cultural dynamics. Facing Iran is more than just facing another team, it is an encounter with a unique set of circumstances that demands extra preparation, extra caution, and an understanding that the game will be played on many levels. I hope this has given you a really thorough and engaging look into a topic that often goes unsaid. It is a testament to the strength and unique position of Iran in the world of international sports. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you ever considered these factors when watching international tournaments? I am really keen to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this very long and detailed breakdown, please hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next deep dive. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.